Already I'm working on a 2007 Chevy Tahoe. There's no actual trouble codes in here. I'll just check to verify. But typically on these, this is an 07. I've had issues with like an 05, 06, 07 where you get rich codes. One's P0172 and P0175 rich codes. This one doesn't have any, but it's eventually going to, and I'll show you why. Because if you go to special function here, fuel composition reset. I'm not going to reset it yet. But the fuel alcohol content shows 26%. Well, that's not right. Here in Idaho, we only have, I mean, this is an E85 vehicle. It doesn't have a fuel alcohol sensor. It uses an logarithm to calculate it based off mass, airflow, fuel trim, short-term, long-term, and all that stuff. But when you go to a gas station, it always says it's less than 10% ethanol, so that's what we should have. It's saying it's 26%, so what it's doing is it's adding a bunch more fuel to it to compensate for that, you know, ethanol basic. That's what I think it has. And it adds a bunch more fuel, so the fuel economy gets worse. It doesn't run as good. It's too rich, and then the O2 sensors pick it up, and then you get negative short and long-term, especially long-term fuel trims. So if I go to my live data right now, it's running. I just want to show you guys this. I go to find it. Fuel trim. Sorry, I just looked at it. So if I go to fuel trim here, make sure we're in closed loops, which we are in closed loop. The long term on bank 1 and the long term on bank 2 is -11 and -12%. Short term is good, but it's way too negative. It's taking fuel away. When it gets to, is it Chevy's 20-25% positive negative? In this case negative, it would throw a 172 and a 175 rich codes for both banks, which it's not there yet, but eventually will be, because it's saying it has, what did I say, 26% alcohol content. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the engine bay and actually measure the fuel alcohol content. Already we're back at the engine bay. I got my assistant here. He gets paid very well. He's going to go ahead and release some fuel in there. He's going to press the valve on there. He's going to hold it. He's going to hold it, and I'm going to go into active test, if you can see on the scan tool. He's going to keep holding that in while I go to the fuel pump relay. Where is it? Fuel pump relay. He's going to hold it in. I'm going to cycle it on and off to get some fuel. Key on, engine off, obviously. I'm going to turn it on. He's got to press it in harder. And he's going to keep holding it in. We'll do it a couple more times here. And keep holding it in. Already that should be enough right there. So just keep watching that. And then what I'm going to do is, if you look at this bottle here, it's a fuel alcohol E85. I got this on Amazon. I can't remember, it was like 15, 20 bucks. So I filled up to here, it says fill water to right there, which I did, and then I'm going to fill the fuel to right there. Then we're going to shake it, let it stand for 5 minutes. I'm going to take this fuel, put it in here up to the fuel line, or the fuel line. Keep going, almost there. I'm going to put the cap on. I'm going to shake it. Put on the level surface. We're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. The water's at the bottom of the fuel and the alcohol will rise to the top. We're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. So it's sat for 5 minutes. If you look down here, we're about 7-8, probably 8%. The first line's 5%. The second line's 10%. We're right under 10, so we're probably 8, maybe 9%. But we're under 10% ethanol. So the computer on this car is actually saying it's 26%. When in reality it's only 8-9%, which is expected because of the fuel that we put in. We never put E85 in our Tahoe. So now we're going to go back to the vehicle and reset the fuel alcohol content sensor. So we're back at the car, or the Tahoe. Key on, engine off. I'm going to go to special function. I'm gonna go to fuel composition reset. It says basically what it tells you, this procedure will reset the fuel or the alcohol content of the fuel. Important, resetting the fuel alcohol content under improper conditions may result in problems of diagnostic trouble causing drivability. Perform this resetting only when instructed by the relative service documents. So if that really said it had 26% in there, we wouldn't want to reset it. Then you would have to drain your tank and, you know, go through all those procedures. But we know we're good. So you're going to continue. And once it connects, it's at 26%. When I reset it, I believe they go to 3, and it also resets the fuel trims automatically. So reset. Back down to 3%. Then we're going to go to our live data. When I'm going to start it. Go back to fuel trim. And once it pulls up, so right now it obviously reset our fuel trims too. It's in open loop right now. Now it went to closed loop. But if you notice your fuel trims, there's zeros. I mean, they're moving a little bit up and down. Zero's perfect, obviously. You know, positive is adding fuel, negative is taking away fuel. But right now it's good. But I think this one keeps getting reset. I have to keep resetting because this one actually has a charcoal canister in the back that's getting plugged up, and the fuel vapors are going through, and basically O2 sensors are picking up, and it's giving incorrect data. And why do I know it's the evap canister's plugged up? Because every time I fill up, it's plugged. And I've worked on another vehicle in 06 that had the same issue as well. So that fixed it for now, but obviously it's going to come back up. But other thing I wanted to show you here is go to my internet here. Let me just start over here so you guys know. So we can look it up for the 07, but I know the 05 and 06 have a service bulletin update because this does not, and those do not use an alcohol content sensor, using a logarithm. But Chevy or GM identified a service bulletin or software issue with it. So we're going to type in the VIN number here. Let me find it real quick. So I pulled up this GM TIS2 website. Basically, I'm just going to make sure there's no service bulletin updates or software update. I know there's not for this one, but there is ways to check that. So you type in your VIN number here, you get Cal ID. Man, my internet's slow because we're way out here. So I had to go back in the garage here because I had lost internet service. But what I'm going to pull up is the engine computer. So engine control module programming. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to go to fuel system. And it pulls it up. So right now the only new calibration is to ensure the proper DIC display is driver information center displays accurately reading. This doesn't have an update, but on the 06 I did, it had an update here, a part number and a CVN number. Where'd you find that at? The part number 126142218. Go to your diagnostics, engine computer, go to ECU information, ID information 1. Because they had issues with this, so GM Chevy identified this for a software update. Of course, if you do that, you gotta have a J-box, go to their website, pay, what is it, 35, 40 bucks for a 3-day pass to update your software. But the ones I've been doing lately, they've all been updated. It's been other issues. And the saw, I just want to see, since I'm in your 126142118, 126142118. So I got the newest software on this thing anyways. There's a Cal ID right there. That's where you'd find it out if you actually had an issue. So this vehicle is good for now, but again, obviously it's going to do it again because I know this one needs a new evap canister. The last one I did, the 06, had a good software update. It was already in there. The issue was it had rich codes, 172 and 175, but it also had a mass airflow performance of P0101, which was causing wrong calculations, and that was actually causing the alcohol content algorithm to miscalculate. So that is a wrap. Alrighty, I just wanted to show you guys this 06 Cal ID from the TIS2 website. Obviously mine's an 07, but the 06 I worked on. So I got the 06 VIN number typed in. Hey, get Cal ID. I guess I didn't hit it. And then I'm going to look for my engine computer, which is, where is it at? PCM, VCM, hit next. I'm going to go to programming. Then I'm going to hit next. And then if you look here, it says new software for improved E85 compatibility replaces that part number and that CVN. So the 06 I worked on has the new part number and CVN. This is for the 06 here. It affects other years, but that's the new software update that the computer, the PCM or VCM, whatever you want to call it, was making a miscalculation for the fuel alcohol content for some of the older Chevy and GMC vehicles. So I just wanted to show you guys that.